So here we see something called the normal distribution. So a normal distribution is when a set of data follows this same pattern, so that in the middle here we have the mean of the data. So in this example, which is showing SAT scores, the mean is 1150. And then each time we move like to the right, we've moved one standard deviation away. So you can see down here it says M plus 1 SD. That's representing the mean plus 1 standard deviation. So if I'm looking at this part of the data, so this is representing all of the data that is within 1 standard deviation of the mean. So anytime you see or hear within 1 standard deviation, it means 1 standard deviation above and 1 standard deviation below. So this data, or this the amount of data that is within that interval is going to be 68% of the data. If I move 2 standard deviations away, so from 1150, moving 2 standard deviations to the right and 2 standard deviations to the left. So in this example, that means all scores from 850 to 1450. That is all representing 95% of the data. If I moved 3 standard deviations away in both directions, that would be almost everything. It would be 99.7% of the data. So when we're asked about a certain percentage, one of these special percentages, 68, 95, or 99.7, the Regents is going to expect you to know how many standard deviations you're moving on either side. So, for example, if it asked us for, let's see where you saw this. If we had a question that asked us something like, what range of scores would represent the middle 95% of the data? Well, I know that that's going to be from the median going 2 standard deviations above and 2 standard deviations below. So the interval 850 to 1450 would be representing the middle 95%.